Welcome to Masculine Charisma. I'm your coach Faisal, and I'm going to take you through a short masterclass, which is make your bed like a man. The first step to taking control. This is one of the most important steps: is building strong masculine habits. If you want to start improving your mental health, become more attractive to women, become more masculine in your life, start increasing that masculine energy. Start by making your bed. You'll see that a lot of men, they have a very chaotic life outside of their work. So they could be successful, achieving high, doing well at work or in their business, but you'll see them outside of work. You see them in their day-to-day life. They're chaotic, they're mess. And that was true for me as well. I have ADHD, and my older son, you can see that he's got ADHD. He's all over the place. He's messy. But when it comes to, say, orderly work and structured, he can really focus on that. Now, that can have a real impact when it comes to relationships, dating, attraction, because when you have this chaotic man, she feels very anxious around him because he's all over the place. There's no masculine calmness, groundedness, structure that he may show and demonstrate at his work, but he doesn't necessarily show that in the home. So she doesn't necessarily feel calm. She doesn't feel like that she can trust this guy. So bringing some order, principles, and discipline starts building strong roots. A lot of guys, especially nice guys, they don't have really strong rituals, principles. They're like, I'll just go with the flow, whatever, just to live an easy, problem-free, smooth life. But they don't realize that by not having structure, discipline in their life, they're creating a lot more chaos. And this is what the chaos looks like. So by making your bed, it's a small habit. It's not about making the bed, but let's have a look at the things behind the meaning of making your bed. The first thing it does is turns chaos into order. So when things are messy, you've got a lot of problems, the first thing you want to do as a guy is just fix that, put things into order. So making your bed is a simple masculine ritual that turns a morning chaos into order, giving you a sense of control right away from the start of your day. Because a lot of guys just feel like, I don't have any sense of control. Everybody else does. Everybody else pushes me around. Maybe that was your experience in relationships. Maybe you feel like in dating, I have absolutely no control. I'm going on dating apps. I'm getting rejected left, right, center. I'm getting friends on them in my life. So you feel there's a lot of chaos in your world outside of work, outside of your business, and you feel like there's no enough control. So turning chaos into order. The second thing it does, it makes you more mindful in the moment. We're just chaotic and panicky and kind of hyper vigilant all the time. Not all men are, but you will see that most men who are quite chaotic, they get up in the morning and they'll just jump to the next thing, to the next thing. Most of the time, they'll pick up their mobile phone and they'll scroll, doom scroll for the first 10, 20 minutes of their day. And that's how they will start the day. Imagine starting the day with power, control, setting the tone. You dictate the way it's going to go. And then you being mindful of that. So a quick pause to ground yourself, improve your mental state. Even like today, when I was making my bed and I was feeling like quite chaotic. So I just took a moment just to slow down and just make things orderly. And it makes a big difference in your nervous system as well. So a grounded guy who's not nervous, who's not anxious, makes women feel much more safer, much more grounded, and puts them at ease. And when she's at ease, what happens is that then she can start feeling other emotions. If you're chaotic, you're all over the place, anxious, it will make her anxious and chaotic. And you'll see that with her with her mirror neurons. So her mirror neurons will start mimicking what you're feeling. So if you're all over the place, she will start experiencing the same thing. And you don't want to do that when you want to start building, say, chemistry, attraction, desire for you, because then she won't be able to experience those because she's experiencing high levels of anxiety. And the body will prioritize that, thinking there's an emergency, there's some danger. So let's take a moment just to pause. The next thing is self-respect. In this ritual, it's a small act of self-worth that says, I deserve and need space. A lot of men I work with, nice guys, they don't feel like they have this sense of deserve, this sense of self-respect. Now, somebody might tell you, women might tell you, or relationships might tell you, I love you, I love you, I love you, but inside you don't feel that. So you gotta start doing things in your private life. I'm not talking about your work or your business life. In your private life that you can start stacking up, that starts making you feel proud of yourself, that starts instilling more respect. And this is a great start. I'm not saying this is the only place, but this is a great start. The next thing is consistency. How many times do we start something and not finish it? How many times do we say, I'm going to start this new habit? And then we start off really excited. Then after a couple of days, maybe a few weeks, we tailor off. When you have a small habit that you can easily accomplish, right, one day will set the tone for other habits. Consistency has been so crucial in my life, improving my mental health. My world was chaotic. It was all over the place. I didn't really have any structures, a lot of strong principles in my life. They weren't instilled to me. They weren't passed down by my forefathers to say, hey, Faisal, this is how you become a man, by structuring yourself, by being consistent. Masculine energy is consistent. Feminine energy it's flow. It's like chaos. It's just like all over the place. For our logic mind, it seems like chaos. So when you start building one habit, it sets another one. And because I started to stack more habits by starting with smaller ones, I was able to overcome like real intense addictions. So, I've seen guys who started to have better sleep, overcome their porn addiction. Again, I did this as well. I came over my porn addiction by working on other habits. So it's a great place to start, is to build consistency. The next thing is visual accomplishment. A made bed is a win you can see. A lot of times we want to have that dopamine rush of I've done something, I've achieved something. I know a lot of masculine development, self-growth, it's a slow journey and we can become very impatient. But at least with this this habit, we can see we achieved something on that. So it gives our brain a little bit of a kick, a dopamine. It's like, okay, something's happened. I've achieved something. The next thing is you're taking ownership and you're putting order. So you're controlling, again, you're taking control of your space and of your life. If you go on dating apps, you will see that you will see some profiles from women says, I want a man who knows how to lead. I want to know a man who knows how to dominate his own life. I remember my ex-wife, she actually said this to my sister, which then passed this information to me. He has no order. He has no leadership. And at that time, I didn't know what that meant. But a man who knows how to lead is super attractive. And leadership doesn't come from a place of controlling them, but comes from a place of I'm able to regulate, control myself, my life. A man who's got his shit together is a highly attractive, desirable man. And he lives a great life. And I wish I knew these simple principles that would have made a significant changes in just my relationships, but also the quality of my life. All these things are going to be improving the quality of your life. I love this quote. First, we make our habits, then our habits make us. So first we have to start building the habit. And most guys start with really difficult habits. All right, I'm going to hit the gym 5, 6, 7 times a week. And they start doing that, they feel great, and then just fall off after a few weeks. So these guys like that incredible, intense attraction. This kind of shows up in dating as well. The guys will really be intensely involved in a relationship and then just taper off. There's a sinister side to this. There's something deeper going on. This isn't a cycle of uh, abandonment, which means I go away, then engulfment, abandonment, engulfment. So there's a pattern that I talk to and how can I help my clients to overcome. It's something that I had to overcome in my life as well, because this pattern is quite destructive, because you will go towards intense and then avoid it, intense, avoid it, intense, avoid it. So it's called, Susan Anderson said this, a psychotherapist. She says, you'll go into abandonment, engulfment, and then suffocate. It can be quite destructive. This is important, is when you start with habits, some of your habits have to be non-negotiable. certain habits that no matter what she says or the world says or the world does, you have non-negotiables. That means I, as a man, have strong principles that I won't change because somebody else is unhappy or of their mood. This is for you non-negotiable habits. When I stay in a hotel, and the maid will make the bed every single day, but I will still make my own bed. I remember I was away for a weekend with a lover of mine, and she said, "Why are you making your bed? The maid will do it." I'm like, I understand she will do it, but I will still make my bed because these are principles I take with me everywhere. These are the principles that help me develop deep, strong roots, like a tree that can't be pushed around. It's important you have non-negotiables in your life, no matter what. So guys will get easily swayed by women saying, "Oh, honey, let's do this. Don't go to the gym. Let's stay here." And when guys get pushed around easily by women, women start to lose respect for them. They start to disrespect them. And when a woman starts disrespecting you or doesn't have any respect for you, doesn't have anything that she can admire about you, the strength in you, the steel inside of you, and her attraction starts to fade away. Her bonding starts to fade away. And once her bonding and attraction started to fade away, she's going to look at other men to bond with, other strong men, men with principles, strength. And it's so important. I mean, a lot of nice guys lose, or they don't have really strong principles. So they have to develop these principles that make them a strong man. One of my clients, and he was young, a young guy, he's in his 30s now, and he's been working with me for many years. And he says, you're coaching my daily accountability. So we have daily accountability. I have a private group where we do daily accountability. Then once a week we have, we share all our habits that we've completed. And this is a game changer. This is a life changer. If I had to give you one personal development skill, it will be develop strong habits. So he cleared up a lot of his anxiety and healed my deep shame. So I don't suffer from rumination in the morning or struggle to get to sleep anymore worrying. It's now given me the opportunity to go after all the things in life that I wanted to do in life, like socializing and dating. So dating and socializing was a big, big challenge for him, right? He had his life in order. So he's got his personal life in order. So his work life in order. So he's pretty successful there. Again, very successful in his achievement, work life, business life. But when it came to private life, it's a different story. And this is where a lot of guys do struggle. You could be the CEO of incredible companies, but at the back, in the background, she wants the man to be a CEO in his own life as well, not just at work. And so what causes this? I'm just going to focus on one. There's 5 areas that men have to really work on. It's called the 5 fractures. So the 5 masculine fractures. The first one is the nerve fracture, which, fears a lot of danger, a lot of threats, a lot of chaos, and it can make the guy very hyper vigilant because he's feeling unsafe inside. So this is the first area I work on with men when I start working with them, is to get them more grounded, more stable, more emotionally stable. I mean, I by nature don't have a very stable nervous system. I can easily fret, get into chaos, jump to worst case scenarios, and it's really destructive. It really does ruin and embarrass some of the things I can do, and I hate it. And I've been working on relaxing my nervous system. So I don't jump to conclusions, jump to relationship, jump to sex, jump to a lot of things that can be, short-term gratification, but not long-term beneficial. So these are the first thing, is to heal the nerve fracture. There's the ego, the emotional, the sexual and spiritual fracture. I highly recommend you check out my website. So check out masculine.co. You can see more of my work, the 5 fractures and the 5 pillars that start to heal and work on the 5 areas that'll make a difference in your life, give you a lot of quality life as a man. Because when you have a quality of a life as a man, you will see and you'll get into this energy, especially when you go out dating. Most of the guys I help are single, they want to go out dating, and I said, look, build a strong masculine foundation that you can stand proud as a man. And when you feel good here, you approach dating with that energy of, I'm good with you, I'm good without you. That becomes highly attractive to women. So, gentlemen, remember, making your bed is not just about cleanliness or making a bed, it's a masculine ritual, a first act of control, a statement of self respect. When your external world is in order, your internal world follows. Start small, but start strong. Because first we make our habits, then our habits make us. All right, gentlemen, stay blessed, stay charismatic.